Now, thank heavens for London. No one's actually put it like that, but the assessment from a research group that the capital dramatically outperforms the rest of the country in creating jobs is astonishing. London is creating 10 times more private sector jobs than the next most booming city. Even the public sector's booming too. Not fair, cry other cities across the land. The chant of those glorious Londoners, fans of Millwall Football Club, no one likes us and we don't care, more or less sums up the reaction of much of the capital. Here's Andy Verity.
London is becoming a kind of giant suction machine, draining the life out of the rest of the country.
The speed of London's economic growth has become visible in its skyline, with the Gherkin building looking short now next to the walkie-talkie or the cheese grater. Here's how glaring the difference between London and the rest of the country has become. Of the private sector jobs created in the first 2 years of this government, 79% were created in London. You can see why, if you live in Glasgow or Manchester, it looks like the whole economy is skewed towards London. It's got nearly an eighth of the country's population, but a fifth of the jobs and a quarter of the value of the economy.
London's dominant. This has been the case for decades. Actually, people were complaining about this back in 1940. It's the administrative capital. In some ways, it's the cultural capital. It's got government here. It's got so much here already that actually it's quite difficult to break that cycle. Actually, what we want to see is that all cities, London included, but it's got some powers, all cities have more power to actually do what's right for their economy, make the case about why they're so fantastic for investment. That would start to turn the tide.
When it comes to attracting talent from the rest of the country, the research confirms what Vince Cable said. London sucks. Almost every city has lost young people to the capital. Only 5 cities saw population flow the other way. And that's also reflected in jobs. In the same time that London created more than 216,000 jobs, other big cities lost thousands.
I don't think the economy is necessarily skewed toward London. I think if you looked at the headline, you would think that would be the case, and it's easy to kind of paint that picture. But the truth is, when you follow the money, right, much of the money, if not most of the money that comes into London ends up elsewhere, whether that's investment in the Tube, where the money is spent in Derby or in Sheffield, whether that's financial services that comes in from overseas but performs all its back office functions elsewhere. Some of the biggest private sector employers in parts of the country are financial services that are only there because the headquarters are in London. So London's success is absolutely intrinsic to the UK's success, and vice versa. The two are completely linked.
To stop the drain of talent, radical solutions are now being proposed, from devolving more power to other cities to taking central government away from Westminster. But economically, London now looms so large, it's hard to see how that picture could change.